going on? I'm Journell Pierre. I'm a rapper from Philadelphia, born in Brooklyn. 2020, when the world was on fire, I was focused on working to better everything that I had in my life. It was a long year. I lost 10 people by the end of 2020. But, through the grace of God, for real, I just kept working. Did a short film, started a comic book series, and I made a project that I've been working on for like 4 years, just trying to really get the sound together. But yeah, that's what I was on.
Got you. Super excited that you're here today. Thank you for being a part of this project. This is the Road Recovery Project. And honestly, you said a lot there. So I want to make sure we tap into everything you just said. The first thing you started off with, which means it was probably top on your heart, is that you lost 10 people. So Let us know how you felt. Like, what emotions that went through your mind and did you feel throughout that time when you lost 10 people within a matter of 12 months?
Honestly, all right, so I'm 24 now. When I was 18, I lost my first friend. And I didn't really know anybody personally that had passed away. So, that kind of took a toll on me. And then I lost like 2 other friends, like the 2 years leading up to that. And before I had like a real friend, and that shit really, it took a toll on me, like bad. Like I'm coming out of a time in my life where, I dealt with depression like real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still, dealing with that shit. But, I honestly, like one thing I did, and I don't even know if it's like the healthiest way, but like I would I would pray, and when I pray, I talk to God as if he's my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what I would do is, I would talk to my homies. You know what I'm saying? Like out loud, just like talk to them as if they're still here. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like one thing I really grew to fucking just recognize is just that, with technology nowadays, you can't really lose a person. You know what I'm saying? And like it gets deeper than that. It's kind of been like that. We got photos, we got videos, we got, a couple of my homies rap. They got music still. I can still hear their voices. They still got their Instagram pages. I send them DMs, every now and then, just let them know how I'm doing, where I'm going, ask them to just watch over me, you know what I'm saying? Because like the world is crazy right now, and it's easy to let that, come on to you in terms of craziness, you know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, like I felt really crazy. Yeah, just like dealing with all this shit, like I felt crazy as hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got diagnosed bipolar, I got diagnosed with schizophrenia, anxiety, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And that shit hard to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the city, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I live in the county now, but, I lived in Philadelphia for 20 years of my life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, like with that, it was just, just trying to find a way to fucking stay sane, to the best of my ability. Because one thing I realized is everybody's going through shit. And at the end of the day, like you really gotta just fucking, just recognize that and be appreciative of that. Because at the end of the day, it's just us. We just people.
You're battling the loss of 10 different people. You're battling depression, anxiety, you're diagnosed with schizophrenia, and within all that, you're still being productive in a way. So you're working on a project. You also create a comic book. Let me know about that process in the middle. Like, what's that like when you're battling everything you're going on, but also trying to create something?
So, honestly, like as far as just like making the work that I make is really just like it kind of gives me just a way to, like I said, like say things that I can't really think. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm too fast. So like when I'm behind the mic, it gives me a little more time because like I got in the process of not writing anything down because I want my thoughts. Like this, it's almost like therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives me time to really think and process exactly how I feel. You know, with this project I'm working on, Good Things Happen, it would be like, you know, I'm going through something, and I had a conversation with my brother, Isaiah Antoine, well, real close friend. But, you know, we had a conversation, and he said, rappers aren't digging deep enough into what they feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, a rapper will make a song about, like, yo, I want to go back to this girl, but they're not making a song about, you know, what am I gonna say to this girl? You know, I already know she want me. Maybe she don't want me. I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just kind of like the things he would say to me, I really take them into account. So, you know, he would say that, and like, I know in one situation in particular, there was a girl that I was talking to, and I really liked her, and you know, we fell out a little bit, and you know, I had this thought of, like, you know, I've always, you know, just wanted to remain, you know, as grounded as I can. I'm saying, like, true love is something that, you know, I truly believe in. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it kind of made me feel like in that situation, you know, like, that's not the first girl that it happened with. So it kind of made me think, like, damn, like, maybe I'm not meant for love, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm not ready for love, or as ready as I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the exact words of the song. And, you know, I would kind of just dig deep into shit like that, and, you know, just think about the demons I'm fighting, you know what I'm saying? Just like everything that's weighing you down, you know, every single thing. Like, you get behind the mic, you get to the iPad, whatever you make your art on, you really have an opportunity to really process your mind.
Right.
And I think that, you know, we need to give more credit to that on some real shit, because it is a form of therapy. You know, the mic is the best listener there is. That's what I tell all my friends, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah.
No, and you just touched on so many things that I'm glad you did. So think about it. It's a year where nobody knows what's next. Like, there's no security, there's no assurance or anything. Even now, we don't necessarily know when we're going back to be in work or different things like that. So on top of that, you're still human. So you're battling the idea of love, friendship, relationships, family, and even with all that being said, you still found an outlet to be productive. So in terms of, so you told me your thought process on how you moving forward with your art. Tell me more so about how you actually go forward with it. So, like, how do you get into the booth and be vulnerable and actually say what you're thinking? Do you write it down? Is it freestyle? Like, let us know that.
Honestly, like, it's just something I love to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever's going on, I'm gonna always find a way to make a song. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always find a way to write something down, because, you know, I can't really speak for other people, but it's like, you know, when it comes to music, it's like my life, I kind of like, and I'm actually in the process of, like, I kind of overdid it, but like, my life is centered around music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would work a job that's centered around music. You know, on my days off, like, I was working 50 hours a week at one point, and on my day off, I would go and get 5-hour studio sessions, because I felt like that's where I'm supposed to be. Right. You know, I've had days where I wanted to quit. Like, literally, like 3 days ago, I was telling all my homies, like, yo, I'm about to hang this shit up. You know what I'm saying? But it's something about destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it really is, because it's like, you just gotta trust that shit. And I've been doing this shit for a long time. So for me to, you know, want to quit, it kind of would be like a slap in the face to myself, you know, especially like with my background. Like, there was a lot of shit as a kid that I would start and then quit, you know what I'm saying, after being in it for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's really about changing those habits, you know, and not letting that shit get the best of you, and seeing that shit through to the end. You know, my homie Lord Trippy told me, he said, bro, stop trying to find the answer to what happens if you don't make it. Find the answer to what happens when you do. And, you know, I run with that shit, man. Like, bro, that's some real shit. You know, that's the whole point. Good things happen. You know, we looking at the positives. I mean, like, being optimistic.
Exactly. No, it sounds like within life, you've had a lot of positive experiences and a deep-rooted relationship with music. So tell us more so about when you first fell in love with music.
Man, all right, it's one story that I tell everybody, but on some real shit, like after doing some like real soul searching, I really found like where it really came from. But I'll start with what I tell everybody. I met Isaiah, and we was like 8 years old, and this nigga was already rapping. But I was trash. Like, I was top ass. And this nigga just kept telling me, like, bro, like, shit easy, bro. Like, just swag it a little bit. And, I started writing shit, and then I just fell in love with the process. But on a deeper note, I didn't really realize it till like really recently, but like as a young boy, I used to just like beatbox. You know what I'm saying? I was the beatboxing nigga. I used to pop lock, you know what I'm saying? I was in breakdancing and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's, and my mom had me singing in church choirs and music and drama camp at this one church, you know what I'm saying? And like, it was little shit like that, like I think when it comes to music, people don't even realize how much it's really around for it to really become that influence for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I really learned it, was just the beatboxing and shit.
Got you. So in terms of like artists and music, who do you think that you listen to the most or kind of got you through tough times? Like, who are people you rely on or listen to the most to get you through those like dark stages?
It's a few artists, honestly. Like, like I said, I'm 24, so in high school, I was really into like, I wouldn't necessarily call it backpack rap, but I was really into like that type of shit, like a Mac Miller and like a Kendrick and Drake, J. Cole, Tyler, And as I got older, going through shit, I really on it with like right now I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kendrick is one of the best that we've ever had. Yeah, I listen to Kendrick and Drake, you know what I'm saying? Because Drake he's a very big influence. You know what I'm saying? He's a smart guy. He really taught me like, just introspection for real. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit dope. J. Cole, that's another one that I listen to a lot. And like this one, it might surprise a lot of people, but fucking Gunna. I listen to a lot of fucking Gunna. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, when I listen to Gunna, I don't know why, but it almost sounds like gospel music to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Cause something about listening to Gunna, it just tells me like, yo, like, damn, this is what it sounds like on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So like, I listen to shit like that, and Young Thug too, and fucking Uzi. I listen to a lot of people, like, even like left field shit, Ed Sheeran. I listen to a lot of Ed Sheeran, Adele. There's a singer named Casey Hill I listen to. Yeah, like my palette is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I listen to a lot of shit.
Oh, it's crazy you're saying all this because like we live two completely different lives, but I can relate to a lot of things you're saying, especially in terms of the artists you named. Drake, things like Kid Cudi, like you think about 09, Drake, Kid Cudi, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, Kid Cudi. Yeah.
So when in 09, 08, that's really when I realized like, wow, they actually put to like paper or they put it on wax, but I've been thinking in my head all these years. I'm talking about being a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, and I remember hearing a rap song, but I'm making the hook sound melodic because that's what I wanted to hear. So like when Drake and them finally started doing it, it's like, oh shit, like I can do music now. It's like it's a lane for this. So that's why like people like us love Gunna, because that's how we think. Like when you listen to Gunna, you could be on the bus or the train, but you feel like you riding in a Maybach.
Right. That's a fact. Yeah, niggas in Philly, they all on the bikes and shit. But no, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I love that rap is taking that route because it's become a lot more universal. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot easier for people who aren't gangsters or any of that shit to find people they relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that shit is I think it's key, and especially in the city, because, my question now is just like, who are these kids going to listen to? You know what I'm saying? Because like, even with Gunna, I love Gunna, you know what I'm saying? But Gunna rap about straps and, you know what I'm saying, hitting licks and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of feel like it's a section that's opening for even more love, you know what I'm saying? Like, because right now I feel like we all in a we're seeing the age of, you know, the kids of the Lil Waynes and the kids of the Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not enough for the kids of the Drakes and the J. Coles and Childish Gambino, you know what I'm saying? Tyler, like, yeah, bro, like that shit is like, it's really hard, you know what I'm saying? Especially Kendrick and Childish, because they both fucking come from inner cities, you know what I'm saying? I know Childish Gambino's from like outside of Atlanta, but like he's still from Atlanta. Like he said that on an interview. He said, I'm still a nigga from Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And there are those kids out there, you know what I'm saying? And those are the kids that niggas gotta push, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I learned is that like that kid isn't every single person. And like it's weird because like I would be in like the fucking heart of North Philly sitting here talking to some of the smartest niggas I know who sell drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to tap into that and
potential CEOs.
You know, really see. You said what?
Potential CEOs.
You mean like real shit? Like these niggas making money. And like, right. Yeah, it may not be the best route, but they have a financial mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give them credit for that shit. They're the best in people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just how I live in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird to explain because like a lot of them are living their life right now in terms of being comfortable.
Real shit.
Like
real shit.
They wanted to do, they're doing. As far as like when they want to travel, right. When they want to go shopping, they go shopping. When they want to take care of their family, they're taking care of their family. So it's like. Right. Society has made it to a point where we look down on them and we think they're doing illegal work, but that's a matter of subjectivity. Like they're living life the way they want to, because the same way people look down on them for selling drugs, but they're not looking down on the corporate people who do tax evasion or they're doing inside trading. There's no difference.
Like going on crazy.
Got you. Yeah, I was just saying that it's a matter of subjectivity because people look down on them for selling drugs, but the people in corporate America, they have tax evasion and inside trading, and these are all illegal felonies. So it's more.
See, I didn't even know that.
It's more so a matter of skin complexion. We look down on that because we don't want like black people to actually be in a place of power. But this has been dope. But in terms of the comic book, I'm definitely interested in that because so I'm a kid from the hood, from Newburgh, New York. You don't hear about.
You say you're from New York?
Newburgh, New York, yeah. But I went to.
Oh, shit, I was born in Brooklyn. That's crazy.
Got you, yeah. But went to high school in Philly, so I'm a mixed breed, I guess you can say. But in terms of growing up, a lot of people, their escape was the comic section of the newspaper or watching stuff like the Boondocks, Family Guy, and different things. So to hear somebody of color say that they're writing a comic book, that's something I want to hear more about. So tell me about how that idea even came about and what your process is like right now.
Got you. All right. So I'm technically working on 2 comic series. The one I've already, dropped a few episodes of. It's just called Good Things Happen. And that one, I'm just, highlighting, little shit that's good that we don't even realize happens. Like what's the word I'm looking for? The example I give everybody is like, you don't have no money, you check in your pocket, you find a $20 bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good thing that can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you need it, like, you hungry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like, just highlighting little shit like that. And I kind of look at that almost as like, like the newspaper kind of, just like little shorts. You know what I'm saying? Every jump. But the one that I'm really working on, I actually fell back from it for a little bit because it's actually a lot of work. But it's called, actually, I don't have a name for it, but I'll give you the background of it. So, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
Basically, when I first got diagnosed with bipolar disorder, I was going through some crazy manic episodes. And I literally would look at like rappers and people in the entertainment world as like superheroes or like Digimon or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where I really like convinced myself that this shit was it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And what I did was I had this idea. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do a comic book. Like once I like got my mind back, I said I'm gonna do a comic book about a superhero with bipolar disorder. And eventually, you know, I had a couple friends help me, my boy Dom Sharp, and a good friend of mine named Stephanie. She's a writer.
Okay.
We did this, John, and basically the synopsis is it's a 10-year-old boy with bipolar disorder, but he has these imaginary friends, and each imaginary friend is a symptom of the disorder. So he has one friend named Addie. Addie would be addiction. He has another friend named Debbie. Debbie is depression, like Debbie Downer. You know what I'm saying?
That's creative as fuck.
I think there's like 2 more characters. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm still working on that, John, but I think it's gonna be really special. For real.
Nah, you gotta push that. Like I just like once you started saying that, I already saw visuals for that. That's dope as hell.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
In terms of the characters, so tell me more about like how they play a role in your life, like in terms of how they affect your decisions.
Definitely. You know, like me, like my emotions, you know, it can be very strong. You know what I'm saying? Like too strong. And you know, I really had to take time and kind of dissect what it was that I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like people will be dealing with depression and not even know they're dealing with depression.
Right.
You know, and you know, me being in these mental health hospitals, I learned a lot. You know, and even now I've started to like really do my research on like YouTube and just Googling shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's certain shit that, you know, like I said, people don't realize. Like isolation is a big symptom of depression. You know, and me, and also anxiety. That's another character, Andy. But you know, me, you know, I would sit in my room and not talk to my family, you know, like all day. And you know, this shit was happening for years. You know what I'm saying? And get to other people that I didn't really know and just be nervous as fuck. You know, and not realizing like, oh shit, that's anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh shit, that's depression. I'm really going through it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or Addie, like with me, like for me, it was just smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed and even like the flares. Like now, like I hit them joints way too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, and it's crazy because people don't really talk about weed as an addiction. You know, the common narrative is like, yo, you know, what is the common narrative is like, you know, weed not a drug. And it's like, for most people, that shit really not. But for me, that shit was bad. It was a problem. Like, I would have $5 and pay $4 for a nick and then use a fucking dollar to get a wrap and not save any of that bread. All this while driving on E in my car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit not thorough. Like,
right.
And I knew that, but I kept doing it. You know, and that shit, like, it really took a drawback on me. It really forced me to fucking just to see like, yo, like, you know, I gotta really fucking do better. You know, this shit is getting the best of me. It's not good for me anymore. You know, I stopped smoking weed for about probably a year and a half now. I've hit it a couple times, right. But you know, it's just not for me. Like now I smoke CBD if I'm smoking anything, but even that I'm trying to chill on that. But even with CBD, it's supposed to fucking reverse all the symptoms that I've had of, you know, schizophrenia and depression and all that shit. So for that, you know, it feels more beneficial to me. You know what I'm saying? Because smoking weed also was a big part of the reason I started skizzing out. You know, I don't think I had any symptoms of schizophrenia before I started smoking weed. You know, and being on and off the blue bouncers and all that shit. Like it really gets to a point where, you know, I realize now if I want to be addicted to anything, I want to be addicted to bettering myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be addicted to negativity, like, because it never felt good to me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
No, you just touched on a lot of good points in terms of vices and different things. So in terms of when you were like full on addicted to it and in the midst of it, what was the purpose of it though? So was it like a gateway? Like, did you feel like it was an outlet where you got to escape your problems and escape your issues? Or like, tell us how it felt when you were doing it and why you were doing it.
Like, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Like, at first, like the first time I smoked weed, I was like 16. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and we were dating for like 5 years on and off. So it was weighing on me. And she actually told me like, "Yo, you should smoke some weed so you can chill out." And I smoked, and bullshit you not, the first time I smoked weed, I was snapping. Like, I was out here rapping for like 3 hours straight, saying all this weird shit. Like, that's one of the reasons why I fuck with Kendrick, because he had that one bar. He was like, imagine if your first blunt had you foaming at the mouth. I ain't gonna say I was foaming at the mouth, but like, man, I was fucking tweaking. And I knew it. I knew that I was tweaking, but I was like, nah, this shit cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna help me. It was really just masking shit. But what I really ultimately realized was like, yo, I'm not any happier. I'm just sad and fried now. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm losing my mind. Like, I gotta chill off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy. I can't even lie.
Nah, that makes a lot of sense. No, seriously, like, this conversation has been dope because you touched on so many themes that are behind the idea of Road to Recovery. So the project I'm making, my next album is called Road to Recovery. And
that's fire.
It touches on, so last year in 2020, I dropped a project called Truth. And if you can think about that, Truth was me, just like me having a conversation with myself about, this is the truth about you. It was a conversation with me. And then, so after you have a conversation about you to you, in order for you to truly like love yourself and trust yourself, you got to continue that conversation. So it's the road to recovery. Like damn, I done just faced the truth. Like, prime example, 2020 was a year where people realized if like I'm not ready for a rainy day, or when you lost your job, I am not mentally strong enough to deal with death. I'm not healthy enough to go through a pandemic. Like, it's like different things that people had to deal with. So once you realize that, like, what do you do next? That's the road to recovery. Like, that's like, all right, I know what the issue is. Now I'm going to fix it. And everything you talked about in terms of vices, relationships, all that I touch on in terms of road to recovery. So this conversation alone literally touched on everything I talked about within that project. So I'm glad we did this, but this is kind of like, I guess you can look at it as like the after party, but I want to ask a couple more questions in terms of a lighter side to get to know the fun version of you. So if we're on, like you are now in a car and we're driving somewhere 30 minutes from now, and I give you the aux cord because one of my personas is aux cord bully, what are the first 5 songs you would play?
First 5 songs. First one, Yosemite by Travis and Gunna.
Okay.
And like I said, I listen to a lot of Gunna. Then I'll probably play Sun Came Out by Gunna. Then I'll probably give you like a little throwback. I'll probably throw on like fucking like some T-Pain, like T-Pain and Chris Brown, Freeze, their Best Love song.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with neither one of those.
Damn, I'm trying to think, because I just, real shit, them niggas is fire. I tweeted that the other day, I said, yo, they was really an iconic duo. And I don't think niggas even repeat that shit, like real rap. Those my niggas.
And a lot of people don't realize they were signed on the same exact day.
That's crazy. I did not know that. And I was like the biggest fan of these niggas. That's crazy.
So long story short, like that's why when you were talking about certain things, like everyone you mentioned music-wise, the people that I look to as far as influences, like got me through different times. So like T-Pain and Chris Brown is definitely like, if
real shit.
But yeah, I'll let you finish your list.
Yeah. What I got 1 more or 2 more?
2 more.
All right, 2 more. Let me think. I'll probably throw on, honestly, I be going through it a lot. So I'll probably throw on like fucking Feel by Kendrick. Like that's one of my favorite songs like ever. Then the last John I'll throw on. Last song I'll throw. Honestly, I'll probably throw one of my homies John. I listen to a lot of this shit too. So
Yeah.
I honestly, on some real shit, I would throw on Medic by my boy J-Pex. That shit is the thing. Like I listen to that shit like faithfully. That shit hard.
I do. Nah, that's dope. So last question I'll ask you in terms of our interview before I ask you another question. It's like a different segment. Is I know you're working on a project called Good Things Happen. You have the comic book. What's ultimately like the next thing for Journell Pierre? And am I saying that correctly?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The next stage, for real, is to fucking, live my life, be happy, because past like 4 years, I've been in the fucking studio every day, and I haven't really gotten a chance to I almost forgot who I was. Not even almost, I literally forgot who I was, and I'm really just taking time to build my life up. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing that's big for me is being a man. You know what I'm saying? And I want a family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm 24, but I want to build towards that. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
I want to make sure my mental health is right, because if I do reach this point of or I guess I'll say when I do, because that's what people tell you. When it's always when.
Always when.
When I reach this point. Say that one more time.
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're right. It's always win.
Real shit. But when I reach this point of this, the success that I want with my music, I gotta be ready, and I think a big key of that is, going back to my inner child and, back to my roots and, finding what I love, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like life is more important than music to me, you know what I'm saying? And music is the most important thing in my life. Right. But, life is important, and, making sure my mind is right is important. And, even at this time right now, I'm literally going through a crazy manic episode. You know what I'm saying? I was tweeting this morning, just all this crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? And I just, this shit get overwhelming sometimes. And, it's time to remember that, why I do it for, and to just keep pushing and make my mom proud. I'm actually about to enroll in school.
Okay.
Fucking got a new job lined up. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, get back, to my core.
Congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate that shit. For real.
Now, in terms of your support system, I want to talk about that because you just mentioned your mom.
Yeah,
who's supporting you through all this? Who did you go to for answers or consoling or different things like that?
Honestly, I began to go to my mom more because, with the anxiety and the depression and shit, I haven't talked to her, the way I should have. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be outside. I wanted to, just chill outside and smoke and do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But, I feel like my mom, she's important. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, very important. You know what I'm saying? I talked to my uncle this morning. I talked to my aunt this morning. I got a lot of aunts and uncles. I got a lot of close friends, that's one thing I'm really blessed with is I got close friends that will, they understand, you know what I'm saying? And I can talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Like Zay and, my man Gary, he right here and shit. He's the one I did the documentary with and shit.
Gotcha.
But,
what's up, Gary?
Yeah. Yeah, like Sean we trust. I want to say my girl, but she's not really fucking with me right now. But she's definitely yeah. But she's definitely been a big key to even sparking this, this sight of seeing me be better. You know what I'm saying? Because for a long time, I said this shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna be a crazy nigga, on the street. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think I would ever get better. You know what I'm saying? Talking to these people is just really like I said, for me, it's about being grounded. I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to get a big head. I don't want to forget who I am. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who molded me to be this person. The conversations I've had, you know, those are things that, you know, they're with me forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and of course, like, most importantly, God. Like, I pray every single night, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes multiple times a day. Today I even reached out to I think he's a deacon at my aunt's church, you know, and we were talking, and, you know, we prayed, and, you know, he just gave me a lot of insight. You know what I'm saying? I think, me personally, I feel like anybody could really be that person for you. Anybody who's willing to listen can be that person for you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not even about being that person to listen to you. Sometimes it's about listening to another person, because that shit is going to really give you more insight about your feelings, because they may be feeling things. Like I said, a big part of me is, you know, saying things that you can't put into words sometimes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes hearing that shit from another person, it really, like, puts it on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? And people might be going through the same thing as you. So like yeah, you know, like those people and just listening, you know what I'm saying? That's really what my real support system, for real.
That's deep, but like,
it's
real. Like, you need that system. Like, I mean, a lot of times with age comes wisdom. So when you're younger, you don't realize it. But like you said, as you got older, it's like, all right, they're there. So why am I not using them?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And, you know, being young, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, being young, we don't really listen. Like, that's one thing I learned about myself. It's like, I'm not really listening. I'm a great listener, but like, I'm always wandering off, and like, you know, it can get easy to be selfish, you know, and I just want to be more selfless and show love and be there for people the way people been there for me. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, when you look back at life, like, I say this shit to all my friends. Gary, I don't know if I said this shit to you, I'm gonna say it now. I say this shit to all my friends, everybody I care about, everybody I love. Is like, yo, like, you know, life is crazy. You know, we might end up in situations where, you know, we assed out, we hate each other, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, you got to remember these moments. You got to remember now when it's pure. You know what I'm saying? And let that shit carry the friendship. Let that shit carry the love. Because at the end of the day, these situations where guys have been here for me and I'm losing my mind, I can't, that's one thing I can't put into words. It's like, yo, like, without y'all, I probably wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? And I know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to forget that shit. Because these things, like, they're really beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And take that shit and run.
Like,
for real.
Like, seriously, this is a moment right here. Like, this is something that, like, I've learned from you. I'm never going to be too old. I'm never going to be too big to learn from anybody. And this right here was a grounding moment. Like, it was a humility moment. But
I'm about to get out the car. I'm at this listening party and shit. That's what I was driving.
Got you. Now, before we finish off, I'm gonna ask you, like, do you have any questions for me?
Definitely. So your joint's called Road Trip Recovery.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at what point did you feel like you were making progress?
The honest answer to that is 2 days ago. Like, I finally, mind you, I've been working on this since last August, September. 2 days ago is when I felt like, all right, it now makes sense. Because, like, sonically, the project felt put together. I had all the different pieces. But when you have the initial thought of making a project and you can relate to this because you make music, you feel like, all right, I have this great idea. But then you go through lulls where you feel like, damn, like, maybe this isn't the project for me.
Yo, man, real rap, man. Like, that shit crazy.
But then you have different moments.
Shit.
You have different stages in life where you go to different things, and it makes you to make different songs. Like, just like you, when I go through something in life, I either record it, I write it down, but when I go to the studio, I bring it to life. 2 days ago, I finally put the entire track list together, and it was just like, like, this is it.
That's fire.
And so fire. Like, 2 days ago is when I finally felt like, all right, I'm doing something. I'm doing something right.
Right. I mean, shit, that's crazy that we having this talk today, though. On some real shit, because it's like, time, man. You said, like, real rap. Like, that's a great job.
Yeah, but before we finish off, I'll let you what I like to call a mic drop, where you get to let the people know something that you want to leave them with.
But shit, man. Life's not meant to be bad. Good things happen. That's it.
Well, listen, we just had a great conversation with Journell Pierre,
Okay.
and as you guys know, this is Road to Recovery. But what do I know? My name is Maj, aka Oxford Bully, aka Big Sexy with the glasses. That's another show. Continue to lock in, subscribe to the show, and I'll see you next time.
Get it.